Yeah. Saving a grip for a son or a daughter. All of my drip is my personal water. I'm not a stepper cause I am a rocker. Don't worry about money, a good Matata. Signing the checks with a permanent marker. I got a decent account for the dollars. Went to the Jeep for my Honda Sonata. Counting these streams and you counting the sponsors. Yeah. Personally, getting these dollars ain't urgent to me. All of this money is working for me. I'm on my side like murder a beat, bruh. Personally, all of this money is working for me. I do nothing but talk on the beat. Look at me, personally. If money ain't everything, why do we work? Why do we kill for the dollars we earn? Why all the credit you build come with perks? And why do we never get what we deserve? If you a rapper, they give you no chance to roll it up though as you get in your stance. Do it myself cause the industry can. Making my route to an industry plan. I do not start any carne asada. I serve it back like Naomi Osaka. Covered in green like I'm bathing in matcha. I'm on the scene like I got me an Oscar. I do not simple cause I am Mufasa. You go for Damon, I go for the dollar. I was your age and I failed out of college. And now I get paid by your I'm a model to talk on the stage. You on the block and in pain. I'm on the block and they wave. I'm tryna get paid. Glad that you bought a new chain. I'm tryna own an estate. Digital stacks, turning the crypto to cash. Converted so I don't get taxed. This is the facts. I make my money off rap, but I don't need money to rap, nigga. Yo, personally, getting these dollars is urgent to me. All of this money is working for me. I'm on my side like murder a beat, bruh. Personally, all of this money is working for me. I'm on my side like murder a beat. Don't fuck with me, personally.
Money be working for me, so I can't pull up for no fee. Money, all that I see. I swim in the sea full of green. Me and money, we a team. I get her, she help chase my dreams. Smoking the finest OG. Parents stay like money do grow on trees. Spend it so quick they can feel a breeze. All these haters feel like I'm they enemy. Damn, cash on my line, I'ma pick it up, throw it in the air, cause we get it and flip it, bruh. We gon' hit the road, we gon' risk it, bruh. Take that trip and that band's gon' fill it up. It ain't everything, but right now it's enough. Play after play, every day feels so clutch. Feeling like Kobe on the day drop. 81, hitting all these J's. Nah, homie, I ain't passing none.
Personally, getting these dollars ain't urgent to me. All of this money is working for me. I'm on my side like murder a beat, bruh. Personally, all of this money is working for me. I do nothing but talk on the beat. Look at me, personally,
Okay, how we doing, everybody? I'm here with MBA Business Solutions and Mayor Allen, right? Mayor Adams, sorry. So who are we? Who is MBA and what do we do? Anybody want to take that question?
We provide small businesses and medium-sized businesses accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, financial services. What we found, most small businesses are very good at what they do, whether they are artists or landscapers or they have the expertise in their skill set, but most of the times they don't have the skills necessary to keep their books straight, to know exactly what to do with regards to getting their P&L together. So we're here to help small businesses stay on track, know their numbers, and be ready when it's time to prepare tax returns. Most of the time we've seen small business owners bring receipts to us. So what we do, instead of, we educate them in preparing monthly as opposed to waiting for an entire year and then trying to find all of their resources, their receipts and things like that to prepare their tax returns. So we keep track of their books on a regular basis so they can know how they're doing, whether it's how much revenue they're bringing in or what they're spending on a regular basis. Is it rent? Is it employees? Where's the money going? So that's basically what we do. And we consult with them if they have questions. We're here to answer their questions.
Thank you. It's a very good answer, because as an artist myself, like, I really do need a lot of help sometimes with my whole business structure and things like that. So next question, how long have you guys been running a business and doing, all types of tax services and things like that? And what other services would you provide for the public?
I'm Bernadette, and I've been doing accounting work for over 30 years. Malcolm about 30 years also?
25.
25 years. You put them all together. That's a lot of years we've been doing accounting work and tax work, and we've been helping businesses in the Maryland, D.C., Virginia area, helping them to understand their numbers, like I said, yeah.
So what would be one of the main ways that it would benefit the community?
Okay, I'm Cherie. I started working with my dad about 5 years ago, but he's been running a tax service for 25 years. So I've seen a lot of businesses come and go. We go to court with people if they have to face the IRS. We do a lot of work, and we want to continue to help the community. Dad always says, if the community is not good, we're not good. So we really focus on making sure people understand after the pandemic, things are going to be a little bit challenging before they get better, and we need to be very focused on how we are managing our economy as business owners, as individuals, as we prepare for families, and even end-of-life preparation. There is a lot that goes on to being a citizen, and we just want to help people be prepared and feel confident in everything they're doing.
So we have Andre in here. He's a client of the firm. I got a question for you, my man. So what's your experience with the firm, and have they, met your needs and expectations so far?
Absolutely. They have met my needs very. I've been with the business. I met Malcolm years and years and years ago, and I had some tax problems. And I met Malcolm as he told me he had a tax business, but he worked at a dealership in Alexandria. And so he told me he can help me with my tax problems. And I spent a lot of money. I think I spent probably $1,900 for somebody to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. And IRS was still on my back. And so Malcolm said he can help me. I said, well, you can help me? I didn't believe it, but he surely helped me resolve my tax debt. And as a matter of fact, I got a refund. So I've been with him for many, many years. And so I met Miss Clay. I worked with her. I actually rent an office space from her. And so she told me she did taxes. And I said, wow, well, my tax man does taxes. How about we form something? And that's where MBA came together.
Give it to me one more time, 'cause I've been dying for your inspo. I'm on your tempo, deep in my mind, no high. And I find out why you get me high up or tipsy. Why am I on fire when you're with me? Why my heart feel full when it's empty? You a fine boy, don't try to tempt me. We could be so free like a gypsy. Oh no 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 no, you a piranha. I'm in your water, deep in your water. Swimming until I see what I wanna. You got me so high, like the sauna. 'Cause I've been trying to keep down with, and I know why all your boys hate. Me went slow, why you anticipate? Got me like, whoa, I cannot be. Can I get into your time? It's about time, become mine. Yes, and them other guys is alright, ain't my kind. I'm my type for sure. Can I get into your time? It's about time, become mine. Yes, and them other guys is alright, ain't my kind. I'm my type, you know that I want you. No one let me like you. Get mad when I fight you. Right now what I do, you the right dude. You got me like nah nah. You kiss on my nah nah. I call you my dada, but you ain't my father. Oh no 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 no, you a piranha. I'm in your water, deep in your water. Swimming until I see what I wanna. You got me so high, be like the sauna. 'Cause I've been trying to get down with, and I know why all your boys hate. Me wine slow, why you anticipate? Got me like, whoa,
Question for Mayor Adams. I see you running for comptroller in Maryland. It's going to be a bunch of different agencies that you have to, look over, and you have a lot of employees and stuff like that. What ways are you going to, prioritize the needs of the taxpayers so it's going to be, good for everybody?
Well, I think as the comptroller, the number one obligation is to serve the people as a tax collector. Now, when I say the tax collector, understand that means how we have the revenues to operate within the state. And so we need to make sure that we're taking care of that we're making sure that people are paying their fair share as well. One of the things that we've had a problem with, I believe, historically is that everybody's not paying their fair share, particularly large corporations. We have to get them engaged where they're paying their fair share, so that we can have the resources to accomplish all the things we want to do within the state. The comptroller's office has a lot of responsibilities, not only from that standpoint of the tax collection, but when you look at the Board of Public Works, you really see a lot of different things going on there. We have to understand that Board of Public Works is made up of the governor, the treasurer, and the comptroller. And, that's where we have to really understand so many of the contracts are awarded through the Board of Public Works. Anything over $200,000 goes through $200 million goes through the Board of Public Works. And we have to make sure that everybody's getting their fair share of that there's equity in what we're doing. And so I look to that Board of Public Works as an opportunity to make sure that we get all of our communities engaged. We have too many sole source contracts, too many retroactive contracts, but more importantly, we have a great deal of small minority businesses that have an opportunity to participate. And we just have to make sure we hold up our MBE goals and make sure that we help those businesses to grow and prosper, particularly as we're coming out of the pandemic.
How will we get the people more involved, and what things should the public be aware of when it comes to paying taxes and trying to get you in office to be the comptroller? What should they know? What type of things should they be aware of?
I think what we need to be aware of is that there's so much that can be done, particularly with that Board of Public Works, that creates so many opportunities for so many of us. We need to focus on making sure that we look out for our small businesses, for our communities. We can have help in many ways. The first thing is we have to make sure that our businesses understand how important it is to make sure that their financial records are in order. And I switch to that and I say that because we have opportunities to help small businesses. There are monies that are set aside for that. But we have to make sure that they're in a position to take advantage of it, because typically those pots of money are limited. And many times they look for you to be able to show your financial statements and be prepared at that time. And so I encourage a lot of our small businesses to make sure that their financial house is in order. And as we're talking today, that there are people who can help you with that and be prepared for that.
Yeah, you don't really know how we get it. Ride through the whole damn city. We had bops like Diddy. She ate it in the whip, I know she said Diddy. Heart too cold like she from Philly. Ayy, but I came up like really. Ain't no joke, no laugh, no kidding. Some things that I know forbidden. Nike, 2 chips on me. Remember when you tried to flex on me? With your words, you put a hex on me. Now I'm up, she tryna sex on me. Don't open your mouth, think you set it up. I got some friends that'll set it off. You should leave me alone, think you better off. I get to spitting like a Beretta. You hate on niggas, you ain't better than. Reefer, I'm a veteran. Bread when I bring the cheddar in. Yeah, Nike, 2 chicks on me. Remember when you tried to flex on me? With your words, you put a hex on me. Now mind, driving me crazy all the damn time. Oh, hey, I ain't never lay down, I'ma go get it. You can put the time in or you go with it. If I put it on the line, then you know I'ma win it. Oh, keep it professional. With my intentions, know I go. We've been in a pandemic for 2 years. I don't even leave the house to get my weed no more. That man bring it straight to my door. I didn't know you could get groceries delivered. I didn't know nothing about a cart Insta. That's what the old people say. I'm not Insta nothing. I'm not app cashing nothing. What is an app cash? I'm not sending you no money to do that. PayPal. I'm not your friend. I'm not paying. I don't pay my friends. Who did app cashing? You're like, I just want to get some Uber Eats. I don't eat in the Uber. Why would you eat? Why'd you go in them people's car and eat in the back of their car? That is disrespectful. That's how we do it. Okay. Yeah, older people, man, they don't like nothing. They don't like new technology. They still got flip phones. It's 2022. No internet, no data, no maps. They like, I don't want them people knowing where I'm be at. That's my people. But they like them commanders, though. That's where we are now. The Washington Commanders, that's who we are. We are no longer the oppressed. We are the oppressors. Yes. Nah, I'm messing around. This is all. You have people that have brain farts. Y'all know what a brain fart is. Black people call it being retarded. And you're not supposed to say that for real because you're supposed to be correct now. But everybody has a slow moment, right? Like one time I checked the lawnmower for gas, but I used the lighter to do it. Almost blew my damn face off. This was after college, too. My dad said, I thought you got a degree. I thought you were supposed to be smart. That's all he kept saying to me after that. He went to college. That's what he did. He went to college. Everybody has brain farts. I have brain farts sometimes. Like, I had a pimple one day on my face, and they said use tea tree oil, essential oil, to get it off. But the tea tree oil label is the same color as the peppermint oil label. So I put the peppermint oil on my face. I almost burned my eyes out. Oh, man, this is stupid as hell. Men, we have to get our exercises in order. That's why I'm fat in here, but it's cool. I just have a stomach. But what women really hate is men with hips and everything. They hate men with hips. They despise them. So, make sure you get in that gym and do a little bit of running because they talk about you. Plus, if you're a man with hips, when you get out the car, your butt crack will show. And you don't want your butt crack to show.
What happened to them times when everything was fine, when everything was cool, when everything felt new? Who was the one to change? Who was the one to blame? Left a mark, left a stain. Funny how stories change. What happened to them times when everything was fine, when everything was cool, when everything felt new? Who was the one to change? Who was the one to blame? Left a mark, left a stain. Funny how stories change. With distance I act strange. Inside I rearrange. I listen and I'm mindful. Get brain, I leave you like Jordan Michael. We weren't in the right amount for your mind to be right for mine, and I told you. Even when we move through time, it may not align, and I can't hold you. I'm not what your past did to you. I shot my shot like clay so I can mold you. Reliable, I'm on my way. There's nothing left to say. Like with makeup, you just gotta face the truth. Your pride and ego simply got you misconstrued. So inside of you stuck in your ways now. Accusations never help the case. You live by your rules, I live by mine. No wonder why there's nothing left to say. What happened to them times when everything was fine, when everything was cool, when everything felt new? Who was the one to change? Who was the one to blame? Left the mark, left the stain. Funny how stories change. What happened to them times when everything was fine, when everything was cool, when everything felt new? Who was the one to change? Who was the one to blame? Left the mark, left the stain. Funny how stories change. Funny, just like Winnie the Pooh, give me honey. The way that you're talking out your mouth, I'm about to be in them like edible gummies. Don't forget, we invested the time and it is time that we can't get back, converted to thoughts that we now reminisce. No, there is no comparing to this. You the reason why I wanna make it work. Walking down the aisle, reciting all our vows, embracing all the blessings coming from the church. Ariana, I love how you make it work. You adopt to collect, I'm a store clerk. If you see that I'm with it, you better come get it. We'll have problems with the phone work. Phone working, put you on block, yeah, it ain't working. Put me on block and I'm Frank Clark. I'm preaching to the choir, distribute the sermon. Phone working, put you on block, yeah, it ain't working. Put me on block and I'm Frank Clark. I'm preaching to the choir, distribute the sermon.
So, throughout the years, electronic filing, especially through pandemic, electronic filing of taxes have been increasing. So, like, how can we help the elderly that aren't as computer proficient and things like that? How can we help them to make sure they aren't missing out on anything due to the higher electronic needs?
Yeah. That's a very good question. And actually, I was dealing with a group of our seniors and discussing that. One of the things I look to do as comptroller when going in is, number one, we need to provide greater access at our offices for our seniors. Such that our seniors can come in and ask information. They're not comfortable with going online. Many of them are not familiar with the technology. So we have to increase the number of personnel that they can go into the offices and have outreach to, and have people there who are willing to help them and walk through those issues with them. The second thing we need to do is increase the number of people we have who you can call in to talk to. We currently have about 150 service reps. I'd like to increase that to 300. Particularly for our seniors, so that if they have questions or issues, it's not about them trying to get online. It's about them calling and talking to a voice and having someone who can walk them through that. Because again, the other thing we want to make sure of is, as our seniors try to utilize online, if they're not careful, there's so much computer fraud, hacking, and other things that can happen. We don't want to put them at risk. And so those are the things that I'm looking to do as comptroller, to make sure that we support our seniors. Because, again, we can't keep trying to force them to go online and do things that they're not comfortable with. We just need to make sure that we're more accessible to them and support them in every way we can.
Mayor Adams, my name is Malcolm Meredith. I had a quick question I could ask you if you don't mind. I pray that you can answer it in part, or at least tell me where I can go to find the answer. Now, as a Bowie resident for a while, I was confused and conflicted when I was getting my water bills, and they kept going up for some reason. But when I went to Costco and found that Costco wasn't paying a dime and their water service was free, and I'm seeing my bill go up, I'm saying, what is the problem here? This is a billion-dollar corporation, multi-billion-dollar corporation. They making money hand over fist by the minute. and yet and still they pay nothing towards the water that they use just to have their business in one of our nicest areas, and yet this company is not putting anything back. Because I don't understand how they get to have their water and services free of charge, and the people that live in the area have to pay over the top.
I think one of the things that we have to address, and as comptroller, I'm looking at doing when I get in, and that's doing a top to bottom analysis. We've given a lot of what I call tax incentives, tax breaks, and other things to businesses based upon what they've promised to do for our communities. I think it's important we go back and we review those. And it's referred to as a clawback, and we're starting to do that in the legislature, and basically say that if you aren't doing what you said you would do, if you aren't creating the number of jobs you talked about, creating the revenue you talked about, and all those things, that we do a clawback, and we get those incentives that were given to you and take them back and get the money for them. So in some cases, that's a part of it. You know, and in other cases, too, it's just the way that, again, that's not the city of Bowie. That's the county that's doing that. And so, just so you clarify, so you understand. And so it's a lot of times they do what they call TIFs and other things where they give all these incentives. But we have to look at what does it really mean to the community? How does it really help the community? And if they're living up to all the things they said that would happen. And as comptroller, when it comes to the agencies, I'm going to be looking at from a state level what these incentives are and whether or not they're beating them. And if not, working with the legislature to make sure we get the claw back and we get our money back.
Mayor Adams, we spoke about incentives, and I met you during your mayoral campaign due to the fact that there was an ice skating rink that wanted to move into the city of Bowie and require the taxpayers to be paying for the construction of that location. I really appreciated the response you gave me on that day. We spoke for at least a half hour that evening, I know. And my dog, Akio, he really loved you, which is how I knew that you were a good person, because if the dog approves, then I do too. What I wanted to ask you, though, is I identify as physically disabled due to a health complication I experienced about 5 years ago. And in that time, I've become very aware of obstacles and accessibility that I could not have understood as an able-bodied person. Can you tell us what you've learned with your health experience that has contributed to your success?
You know, that's a good question, because I often tell people that when I had my accident, and it was an incomplete spinal cord injury, and I woke up the next day basically a paraplegic, that I was blessed to have had that happen. Now, a lot of people say, how can you say that? You can't walk. How could you do that? Well, the reason it was a blessing is because up to that point, I thought I understood what it was to be disabled. You see, I like so many people, was always looking at the letter of the law, but never appreciated the spirit of the law. Having had that accident afforded me an opportunity to work with the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. And I was able to try and bring the two worlds together, the business community and those who were disabled, and helping them to understand the dollars, the ability, the capabilities that those who were disabled could bring to their organizations as well. I had a chance to work with the Americans with Disabilities Act. And all of those things really helped to make me a better person. And I understood the stereotypes I had about people with disabilities. You know, often we think of a disability as just something you can see, but that's not necessarily so. But also, it just goes to show, I think I am an example, as you are, of just how competent people are. You know, when I roll into a room, people see me in a wheelchair, but I guarantee you within 5 minutes, we're having business discussion and nobody's thinking about a wheelchair. You know, so one of the things I've done with the city of Bowie is I've gone in and I want to make the city the most accessible city, not only in the state, but hopefully in the nation. I went around to all of our facilities and made sure that we checked them out to make sure they were accessible. And they were. And they understood that. And I wanted people to understand it's not the letter of the law, it's the spirit of the law. Because you still have to do additional things to make sure that those who are disabled are able to get into places and able to function. But also, more importantly, to get people to understand when they see and hear us and listen and see, they understand, wow, you know, we can compete at any level. That the level of expertise we bring isn't limited by our disability. You know, and so it's been exciting for me from that standpoint, and it's something I'm proud of. You know, I'm proud to talk about that I have a disability, but also that I'm able and capable of doing just about anything. And when it comes to business and when it comes to really getting down to helping people and all those things, you know, it's a matter of just changing that perception and getting people to see us and understand that there is no limit to what we can do. You know, and so, again, I say I'm blessed by it because it gave me a chance for me to really see and to really be an advocate and hopefully to simply be an inspiration to others as well. That you can accomplish anything. Just keep going at it. And just do it and just be the best that you can.
I could spend my whole life chasing them waterfalls, but I'd rather be TLC. I ain't gotta worry about opinions on the other side. Better mind your BI, cause I get what I wanted if you really wanna know. And I ain't never have to tell a motherfucker what he wanna hear. But I got my mind on the money, I ain't worried about nobody. They ain't even gonna pay my bills. So anyway, I go where the wind blows. If I don't go hard and I go home, then my wrist gon' shine like a light show. You ain't worth my time, so good night though. Time, so good night though. Time, so good night though. Time, so good night. Hey, hey, you ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. I already got a booked up schedule. Got my wings gon' fly. Got my wings gon' fly. You ain't worth my time. Hey, you ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. I'll take you to a whole new level. Got my wings gon' fly. Got my wings gonna spread my wings and fly. Tryna be Jesus Christ, but I ain't no G.O.D. You ain't gonna choose my fate, I'm a sinner, but I love like a sinner with my heart right on my sleeve. Say what you want, but I'm so busy I can't entertain it. I got hella ghost, bitch, and I'm elevated. I'm a concrete rose, I grew out the pavement. Got a brand new rose in the candy cane. So anyway, I go where the wind blows. If I don't go hard and I go home, then my wrist gon' shine like a light show. You ain't worth my time, so good night though. Time, so good night though. Time, so good night though. Time, so good night. Hey, hey, you ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. I already got a booked up schedule. Then my wings gon' fly. Then my wings gon' fly. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. I'ma take you to a whole new level. Then my wings gon' fly. Then my wings gonna spread my wings and fly. All I do is win, I can never lose. I'm so universal, I do what I choose. I don't make excuses, I just make the news. And I don't make excuses when I break the rules. I be your intent, you look on the number 2. I'm a bad bitch, sicker than the pigeon flu. Beat the beat up, new condition critical. In my own zone, I don't fake the ridicule. Hey, you ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. I already got a booked up schedule. Bet my wings gon' fly. Bet my wings gon' fly. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth my time. You ain't worth
Last question for the mayor. It's now Black History Month, and what do you have for like the black businesses and the because our black community seems to, everything we touch, we put a little salt and spice on there, a little swag on there. So it's like what do you have for the black community, black business owners? Anything they should be aware of, or anything you want to say to the people during Black History Month?
I think Black History Month is important because one of the things we don't do is celebrate each other enough. You see, sitting here today is part of Black history as well. Sitting here and talking about our small businesses and how we can work together and how we can improve our communities, that's our history too. We have to make sure that we go back and we teach, though, and learn. Even within my own family, we talk about those who have come. I talk about my wife, and I'm very proud of her. My wife was the first African-American woman ever appointed to the bench in Prince George's County. That's history that we need to talk about. And it's those kind of things that we need to make sure that we're very proud of. We have to be proud of our businesses. We have to be proud of our elected officials who have come before. We've got to remember those, and this will be the last thing on that because I can go for a while, and I'm going to do it, is here in Maryland, we have to remember Parren Mitchell. And I say that because Parren Mitchell fought in a small Business Act to get the 8A program going. And that was a program that really helped inspire and made so many other businesses. I was a graduate of the 8A program. I had the honor and the privilege to speak to Parren Mitchell. But the one thing Parren Mitchell was trying to do was trying to get us to understand that wasn't just some money or something to go to black businesses or whatever. He was trying to get us to create businesses that would create that legacy, that would create that generational wealth. He was trying to get us to create those businesses where people who look like anyone, particularly like us, could go in a business and be judged on their performance and not on the color of their skin. And so the Parren Mitchells of the world and all of those great leaders that have come before us, that's what we've got to remind ourselves during Black History Month. And we've got to remember that we're creating that history now. And that, Black History Month isn't just something in an old book that was written 10 years ago. It's a book that's being written right now. And we all have a chance to do that. And everyone in our communities and all of our kids and all of those businesses that are working right now and trying to grow, they're part of that Black history. And it's something for us to be very proud of and to continue working forward to together. Black history is who we are. If you'd like more information, please go to timadams.org and know that what we do is for everyone. What we try to accomplish is for everyone. And our success is everyone's success.
Sure. Well, I want to thank all of you guys for real. This is very important. I'm a business owner. I'm learning so much. I'm always learning, and it's amazing to have a bunch of people like this in the room that can help me out, help out everybody in the community. So MBA Solutions, MBA Business Solutions, Mayor Adams, appreciate you guys chiming in and telling us everything we need to know.
Got the touch my body. Got what I want, can fill me up. Oh, yeah, liquid love into my cup. Touch my body. Grab somebody. Turn the party.
This was such a wonderful experience. I am so pleased that Mayor Adams was able to join us. I was able to get my family together and my community to better understand what taxes are and how our leadership can help us to improve.